group of guys together can develop their techniques of management just by observing and mirroring their peers, or it has to come from the outside?
No, I think you can. Certainly peer coaching is increasingly powerful. So what does good look like? People getting feedback in meetings and actually taking 5 minutes at the end of a meeting and say, can you give me some feedback about how that came across, how I impacted? I'm working on my communication style, so I try to do something different. I'm trying to learn to be a better listener and not constantly interrupt in meetings. So actually getting feedback from your peers is really powerful learning.
Because a manager should be right. If he's a manager, he's been promoted for a good reason, so he should not be wrong.
That is,
Do you think it could be
that's a huge trap. And I think even more so, the idea of managers or leaders as being the expert these days and having all the answers, it doesn't serve organisations well, because no one person can have all the answers. You know, we need to find new solutions. So if we have managers, A, who think they're right, you have one person, you don't have this collective of experience and understanding and insight. And you also have people who work for them who feel quite diminished, because what do they get to contribute to the solution?
You have been probably a manager for a while, but you also remember having got managers. How many managers had you in your life?
Oh, God. You know, tens, dozens potentially.
Is it true that you probably remember the best of the 10 and the worst, and in between you don't even record them?
Yeah. I recall early in my career, most of my lessons were around saying to myself, I must remember never to do that. It was the bad managers that were teaching me things around, gosh, that felt really bad. I must remember to try not to do that. I'm sure it's probably a bit like what we say about our parents, and then you find yourself doing it. But yeah, I don't think I had a really great manager. And a part of that is about them getting you as well, understanding what makes you energized and what gets the best out of you. And they might have been a great manager for somebody else, but they weren't great for me. And it was really in my early 30s before I found someone who was really able to get the best out of me.
It's true that the management aspect is very linked with the chemistry with the team that person is supposed to lead. The same guy could be a miserable manager in one camp and an excellent one in another one.
I think there is an element of that, but the more insight you have as a manager, the more able you are to flex your style to the situation and the context and the people. So there is a responsibility on you as a manager of people to really try and understand what gives that person energy, what takes them away, what's their challenge, when can they be stretched just so that they're working optimally, and when is it too much and they start to get anxious or feel out of their depth. And that's real management. Isn't about being in control. Real management for me is to really understand what makes people tick and how to get the best out of them.
Are you a good manager, Penny?
I'm definitely a manager in training. And as I said before, we probably all teach what we need to learn. That's probably my biggest professional and personal challenge is to be a good leader of people. It's really, really tough.